What's really good? What y'all up to? What y'all saying? We back again already. Is it Worm? Worm? Yep, the song's highly appropriate for this chapter. Facts. Naya, one of these days you should get a soundboard because a certain sound I wish you had. I actually want one. The problem, part of the reason why I didn't get one immediately, because I think I'd be obnoxious. I'd be like, pew, 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 yes, yes. Like I don't, I'll just be pressing buttons. I am a child, so I'll just press buttons without. I've been thinking about getting me a soundboard. I gotta start using my USB hub. You to float around the background for this chapter? All right, no worries, man. I'm in call if you want to hop in though. Um, Worm go crazy. That's what we want though. Yes, let's talk, man. Let's talk. So yo, he said he ashed that cigarette ever so slightly, and why did it turn into a blazing inferno? it hacked up everybody. I said, dog. This is exactly the type of low effort washing I would have wanted to see from Traumerei. Even if it was just some random person like, huh, how do you know he's a family head? I don't believe him. And he's like, trifle. Boom. And he's gone. Like, he effortlessly packed up 3 of the local beer leaders to showcase how strong a family head is. That's what I want to see. That's why Traumerei's a bozo. I don't rate him. He's not the one. He doesn't have the goods. He doesn't deliver. Gus Dang with his war propaganda, the war machine, that was moving me. It was good. I like this chapter. I like this panel a lot too when he blows the ship up and they all break out and then they have to summon their animals to escape. That was good. But we'll go in order in a second. But what do you guys think of this chapter? This was a lot better than the first one, in my opinion. I thought it was a lot better. As an example, you should have a rip of Simi saying "Gusta." That's a good. I should rip off some of our phrases. By the way, Vince. By the way, streets are saying Machete cooked up nothing. It was all a part of Zahard and Traumerei's plan to get Bam to the nest, and she wasn't cooking. I don't know if she's gonna beat these allegations, but we gonna find out. We gonna see. It's online. It's being chat. Unless he goes to, well, fair enough. 8 out of 10 easily. Let's go, Gustang. I liked it a lot. Yeah, this was good. This was good. This was fun. This was a fun chapter. Let me just open it up here. Unfortunately, I can't have it on screen the way I used to because we can't have nice things, and these guys just want to make everything. It's making it harder to be creative, no matter what you're doing. But what can you do? But this chapter started off kind of funny for me, just because all the local BO were complaining. They're like, bro, what's with these ninjas and their books? Like, put a book down. I'm like, nah, pick a book up, bro. And then one of the, I think it was Holland, I remember, he's like, maybe it was Perseus. He's like, well, I get good sleep though. He said these books are visual NyQuil. As soon as he opens one up, that's how he sleeps. That's just visual NyQuil from my boy. I said, that's hilarious. Rip PewDiddy, one of the smartest rankers, but he got sacrificed by his family head for an irregular. Yep. She already got them beeped. She got more plans. All right. I like this one for sure. It's great to see you able to enjoy 2D with others. I'm low key sad about PewDiddy though. He like, and honestly, and Horny Bird. Horny Bird got he's fried chicken. He's barbecue chicken. I said no, not like this. Nah, these are characters that I don't know if any of them survive. Oh, by the way, I had a feeling Holland would get away. For some reason, I had a feeling the up and coming one, the unestablished one, would be the one that he let go. But what I did not expect, and I'm pretty sure I saw this, and let me know if I interpreted this scene wrong. I'm correctly if you guys got the same inclination. The 2 people we saw in the ship, like with the bag over their head, like bleeding out, looking like they got packed up. That was the other hatchlings that were with Traumerei and Liboric, right? The one where he's like, is that a jab? And he washed him. And then the sea urchin girl, was that them? They already got packed? Yo, he packed up up-and-comers. He packed up the established heads. How will Traumerei respond? Is it because he has Bam? He's like, I'm going to have Bam, though. I'm going to have Bam. Woo! That was good, though. That was moved tremendously by that. She already beat them. She got that. SCU cutting fat. Yep. Is it me or did Gustang get a trim? He looks like his hair's a little bit shorter, especially the first panel you see. I don't. I think it's just a weird perspective, but his ears look lower. His ears look like One Piece characters' ears were, like the very beginning of the anime, like on their neck, and his hair looks shorter. But I think this is generally how he looked since we saw him earlier, though. I think when we first saw him on the floor of death, his hair doesn't look as kind of like. I think it's like the part where like the bangs come over. I feel like he trimmed under it more. I don't know. I don't have Korean straight hair. Gustang's secret chicken club member. It might be. He said I want some. He said I eat owl. That's what I consume. Yeah, they were the mayor and Candidate. There we go. I couldn't remember their names, but thank you for that. So Um, I also I also think I noticed this. One of the people who got arrested was I called them the dumb nigga trio, but you know that the Popodal family seems to be very into reading narratives. Well, in this chapter, we got that they're the arbiters of history, so they record history, they keep the truth, they record nothing but no lies, nothing but the truth. But remember those like I think there was three of them, correct me if I'm wrong, where Rachel pulled up on like a couple of them and they were kind of like not particularly bright. And she asked them for a favor and they kind of like Yura or whatever. I think I saw one of them get arrested. I think she sent them to get the book so they can use the book to set up Aguero so that they could set up the Lopobia so Gustin could use the war machine propaganda for a declaration of war. That's what it seemed like to me, which is pretty good. What's up, East Toburu?
Mayo Goody, so I'm good to be here.
Yeah, you good, brother.
Okay.
Well, you got any thoughts? Thank you for sending me the
I
chapter,
was,
by the way.
yeah, I'm actually thoroughly impressed. That was actually a great chapter. It
Mm.
may be my bias talking because, I already told y'all why I'm really here is to see all the 10 family heads they design and what happened. But to see Gus Thing actually doing something and just, I've always interested in the 10 family heads. So him just moving like he was moving like insects, bugs, and them actually starting the war when it was trying, like other people was trying to stop it. He was like, nah, we moving the war.
Yeah.
And it actually makes it feel even better because it doesn't feel like it always feel like Zahard isn't just ruling and starting like conniving. He's like, all right, we're gonna get at Gustang, and it doesn't feel like Gustang's in trouble. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it feels like they may be moving, but Gustang is like, oh, I'm actively wanting the war, Playboy. Like I want the smoke type beat, and I really like that because it doesn't like it's not diminishing his character.
Mhm. What do you think about the idea that he has to, I guess, even still get public opinion to agree with him? Like it's not even just like I'm the family head. We fighting. You know what to say. He's like this elaborate ruse was kind of created in order for this. Like this was very, very like. I actually think the chapter mentions this, but this was very showboaty. This was very contrived. Like
Yeah,
this family has infringed upon us, and there's what are we about? Our family, we're about preserving truth and history, and how dare they concoct these lies and send these spies? Like it's just like it was so demonstrative, but it
yeah,
but
yeah.
it worked though. It was good propaganda. I gotta respect it.
Yeah, that's what took me out because I was like, "Oh, Gustang is selling." Like he is really putting in the. He was really like show. He was really selling this show home. I was like, "Well, you
Yeah,
know damn well this ain't what you really about." Like keeping that hidden agenda. I was like, "Hey, props to it, though. All respect." Because I was like, "Is this really Gustang moving like this?" And then I was
that's what I
like,
was saying. I'm like, bro, I know this is an act. I don't believe you, but hey, it works when it works. Actually, I changed my mind. It's not an 8 out of 10. It's an 8.5 out of 10. Simply because Bam isn't here. Oh, yeah. No Bam again, which is interesting. The chapter was gas. I agree. 10 out of 10 for you. I'm on like a. What do you got? Like, I'm like 8, 8.5. I'm around
"I'm at a
there.
good 8.5,
Yeah.
bro. I'm a good 8.5." It really impressed me that not only Bama's not here, that but the fact like we really focused and we actually like you know how they call it cell chat. This wasn't even cell chat. We was actually like we moved.
Mhm.
Like we got things are happening and like I like this pace, this rapid pace. Because to me, it always felt like sometimes this nigga would be. It would be like, okay, your regular manga is like fucking like 17 pages per week, right, on a weekly basis. You pumping out 60 pages of shit, and somehow we ain't go nowhere. So
Right.
for so don't feel like he wasting. Like it feels like you complain about your body and this and other. Like it kind of wasting your time doing like a non Neandering and pussy putting around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just like now moving. I'm like, okay, good. You don't feel like you're wasting my time now.
Mhm.
Especially like I said, always a family has I gotta buy it. So
Yeah, man, it was just, it was great. Omar brings up a good question, so we could talk about this because that's something I want to bring up. Mustang seems to be the only family head that is an active force in the tower. Now, remember how I literally said this all the time. Like, if I was a family head, people would see me. You see me. I'd be around. Like, I'm not like I am introverted and I like my alone time and me time. I'm a lone wolf, but I'm not a recluse. So you're gonna see me. Like, you're gonna see me. Mustang seems to be the one family head that they constantly see him. Like, some of them have never, while they have reverence and respect and know that they must capitulate to the family head, they never seen them. Even Princesses of Jihad, when she met Traumerei, mind you, she was a little bit, unhinged, but the first time she had seen him, and even they're like, yo, ours must be the best at chess because no one ever sees him. He's kind of like the greatest homebody of all time, and he don't leave his house, kind of thing, right? I found
yeah,
that fascinating. Like, it seems like very, very, very often he comes to make public readings. Now, I don't know if this is obviously not like a reading in the traditional sense. He's obviously declaring war against another family. But do you like I get the inclination he does just come out and be like, okay, we're reading we're reading Owari Monogatari today. Please turn to page 1 as I heed my words as I read from the passage of the great our Lord and Savior Nisio Ishin. And like do you think he does that often? 'Cause that's pretty cool.
yeah. Based off the way they were talking, he does it pretty fairly often. So they've seen him. It's almost like a church to me. He's like a pastor. He's like silence. I speak. Like you
They
said, the
even
guy
said
was reading
like
books.
his first words move them. They're like a display of force or something, like his very first words.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Exactly. That
like
shit was.
silence.
And that
He
was
said
like,
silence, bro.
oh, God, that good old good thing. I was waiting for him to drop the vermin bar.
Yeah, vermin, worm, all of it moved me. Do you think those
Oh,
branch leaders are actually dead? Yes, I think it's better if they are though too, because then Traumerei has like has holes in his forces now. Like, two powerful leaders are gone. You have to replace them with a hatchling or something. Like, I think that causes a little bit of internal discord and dissension, and chaos. Sorry, disorder is what I'm looking for. Disorder in the Lopabia family, and they have to course correct that. I like that idea a little bit. Um, Even though they like Holland maybe now gets to take a position of a family leader because he has to, a family branch leader. Sorry, that he has to. So I think it's good for the tension and suspense and like actually having characters die. I think unless he has some extremely long term plan where he'd fake their death and locks them away somewhere for some super duper awesome like ulterior motive. I like them being dead as much as I liked Owl, Corny Bird and Owl. I like them.
yeah, they
um
were cool.
Perseus had a cool design. I like the lips and the sweater he was wearing, but I like Holland because Holland was like the up and comer. So Holland was like, the one that I was actually not shocked that he's like, all right, go tell him, go. They also someone like, all right, go run to your boss and tell them that I did this. It was me, nigga. Like that. Like,
Yeah.
that was moving me.
Hello,
What's up? What's
What's
popping?
up, Miles?
how
You
are
said
you both?
we good. We chilling.
We good. We up. We up.
Last thing you said about we're watching the A-list actor. Yep. Wasted time and meandering in manga. Cough. Wano cough. Gustang had a nice full panel. Yep. Alone with a bunch of ladies. I see you. Gustang feels more like a threat than Traumerei. He feels like he's about that work. We got a floor of death. Gustang, a bug is a bug. Yes.
See,
Or why Monogatari not even keys you just straight to the end? I looked because I looked at myself and the first thing that I saw was a Wadi. That was a Wadi. It was literally like right here staring at me. Actually, it was Zoku Awadi. Oddly enough, so I didn't see the Zoku part, but I was just like, I need the book. Um, do I like Perseus' anima? Yes, the horse was sick. I was like, all right,
the
dude,
horse is
let me
cool.
let me get one thing from the horse. One thing, like, I don't know, turn to a Pegasus. I don't know, something. I wanted like some Dino from Reborn type beat, but he said worm and
Oh God.
lit him up, bro. I said that's
Bro,
crazy.
he didn't even crazy that these are supposed to be some strong ass niggas,
Mhm.
and niggas just like, I'm gonna burn you by flicking my cigarette ashes, and that's how you burn. Like I didn't even phase. Like nigga didn't even use no real move, no name move.
He
He
ashed
didn't
his
pull out
cigarette, fam.
he didn't even pull out his book like he did when he was at the fucking Lopobia
Mhm.
crib and shit. Like he was just that, and I'm pretty sure books are his thing. He just like, all right. Pull out my little stingray.
Mm-hmm.
Stingray to knock you off your feet.
That's where
Put
the
my
stingray
stingray.
came from. That's the treasure stealing stingray. I'm slow. Yes, sorry. I saw it, I'm like, where did that come from? How to forget that? It's been a while. My bad.
That's my motherfucker giant boy.
Yeah. Gusta. Wait, I read already. No, notice couldn't look like he was there, but Huarian is back in book jail. And we still haven't seen Vicente, Aria, Rack, and Yule yet. Not Yule. Yeah, we haven't seen them yet. Hopefully, I think in a couple of chapters we'll see them. I like the anime. I feel like Gustang is lying about the book. So do I actually. I think it's the truth. I think that's the one lie he's telling. I could see him taking pride in actually being like a keeper of history, but I think this is the one lie that he's telling. Because like Owl, Guardians of Gahul, Gustang treated Perditi like he was a fodder ranker NPC. I'm really curious about Gustang instigating this hard. Like, yeah, what is he after that he's gonna push? He's pushing hard. Like it's interesting to see it. But before I get into anything, cause just a couple things I bring up. Miles, what was your general thoughts on this chapter? I thought it was a huge step up from I almost said the last week, but the last one.
I think this is the best chapter that we've had in a very, very long time. I think this is a phenomenal chapter. I think this is fucking great. This is what I've been wanting. Another chapter without Bam. I have to give a round of applause to SIU. I didn't think he had the balls on him. I really didn't.
No.
He don't got the main character in here. But I like Perseus and Pudidi. I like Lopabia dudes. So seeing them just get absolutely smoked actually threw me for a loop. I didn't expect that.
Neither did I.
You know what I mean?
But it's the right thing to see, in my opinion.
Perfect thing to see. Because one Gusting has now gone up for me. He's probably my favorite fan. Like,
yeah, look at it.
Like a regular after like Zahard and Urek now. Like, because it's like you're not. This is what we're talking about. Like the wishy-washiness that we keep talking about. Gusting has none of this. He said, "I'm going to war, and I'm really going to show you how I do it." And he said, and he took out two of the strongest family heads, maybe top 5, at least top 10 strongest people within Lopabia family with his cigarette
ashes.
Like, come on, bro. He taps his cigarette.
Flame user too?
Who did he?
Juan Sula?
He's running around and just burns.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
When I saw his hat burning, I said it's over. He's cooked. Literally.
And then he looks at Perseus. He says, I got you too. Burns him. And he says, you know what? I don't even feel like killing you with my own hands. And just sees him get speared by one of his sons.
And
like,
that character looks crazy, by the way. That design is insane. That's
all their designs.
I even like the guy with the staff. Like he looks like a white mage almost or something. Like
yeah,
like must purify the corpse. I'm like, okay, all right, you do your thing.
And I think the fire is actually a really good touch because if Eurasia is supposed to be like her Shinsu's literally like water, so she's probably gonna have water-based techniques. Po Badao being like the opposite of her with fire, I think is just like a really like nice touch.
I wonder if that's just because he's using a cigarette and he could just turn it to fire.
Maybe.
But I like that's interesting to think though.
He might be an all elemental.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Because of his understanding of Shinsu, he could just do whatever. Every Shinsu quality, not every obviously, but like a good amount. Maybe.
But he hit him with that. What's that spell in Kingdom Hearts with that fire gun? Yeah, he was.
Viagra, yeah, the latest version of it, like the last stage.
This is what we needed though. Like when you step up to someone at like this high level, this is what the outcome should be. No bullshit.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that it seems like the pretenses are dropping. And I think the reasoning was kind of explained better because that Zahard Prince shit didn't make sense. And this, he was just like, you're framing us for like not caring about books the way we do, so we just got to pull up on you. And I'm like, that to me makes more sense. So I like it.
The thing that impressed me the most about this, and I actually deleted the video. I'm gonna remake it. A Traumerei video I had because now I have additive context. I have more information, so I want to change it a little bit. But I'm like, this is what I wanted from Traumerei in the floor of the nest. And I wasn't even asking him to just go haywire and body everybody, but show me the power of a family head by barely lifting your finger to get somebody who is potent out the paint. I didn't need him to like the all creature shit was cool, but he ended up killing what his own like hybrider and his own people. Like waste of time. Like that didn't move me. The fact that Gustang was there. First of all, two of his Haigh-Rankers, I'm going to assume they're Haigh-Rankers, or people, they popped up ready to do what they got to do. And then he was just like, you're a worm. You're a twerp. Ash my cigarette. Blazing Inferno. You're done. He's like, oh no. Owl. Then he's on the horse. He's towards him. And he's like, bro, you're not serious. He burned him too. And then he said the other guy with the spear came and he packed him up. And he's like, you, small worm. Not even worm. He said, yo, you're a small worm, little worm. Go tell Traumerei what happened here. Goodbye.
And he's like, yo, you're not that guy, pal. You're not. You'll never be. You're not on my level. You are insignificant bugs at the bottom of my foot, nigga. Like, stop. You will never amount to me. And it's just like, that's what I agree with Naya saying that. Like, I want a showcase from like I want to see their actual true like. This is what gods should actually be. Because for me, if you have a title, but
huh? Keep going, my bad.
For me, if you have a title of a god, like if there's a series called My Ranks, right? And you have all this scaling and this and other, and these niggas are gods amongst gods and beings amongst beings, and nobody should be able to touch them but each other and the other like niggas that are outliers. That's what I need to see. And Traumerei, I really liked him. That all the like because of his design and stuff and the way he like kind of like and stuff like that and the anima shit. But it was like, why didn't you catch no body?
Why is your body like your own a creature that Yasracha caught and like the guy who was like controlling the cat tower? Like they're not important. Like, that doesn't move.
Like you should have really like when you did that all creation shit, that shit spread out through the entire floor and they felt that. And I'm like, okay, so nobody dead though.
Yeah.
You didn't like you still somewhat kept your intimidation because everybody was like, we finna die. But you know at the same time it was like Gustang killed niggas. So
it's you're kind of right, and I'm thinking about it now. I do have to like look at Traumerei like even in a worse light because like now comparatively, I don't even like look at like the general thing, just the Yasracha conflict. It's like you should have just killed Yasracha instantly. Then, like like
the illusion genjutsu thing was cool, but that was a moment to be like trifle. I don't know, just some demonic claw comes out and you're done. Like, and I know people's argument, their personality. I don't want to hear that. Like this, that's not moving me, bro. You don't bring a family head here to like not actually give me that sense of danger and whatnot. And Gustang's doing that. That's what I wanted from Traumerei. I wasn't asking for much. Again, you have to clean house and pack up everybody. Like, I used the example in my head where I'm like, what if you had one belligerent person? Like, that's the family head? We never seen him. I don't believe him. Or like, something of the sort. Just to give him an opportunity to be like, be quiet, trifle. And I don't know, Cobalt hits him with the jutsu. Just like acids him into nothing, like something small, a small display like that for me would have went a long way. But I have to hear Hudge and Sung make a nothing burger argument that somehow convinces him, or maybe he was just playing around because he already wanted to test Bam. I don't know, but that didn't move me personally. Let me chat real quick. In retrospect, I think the reason Traumerei feels so wishy-washy has to do with the stark contrast with him and Gustang. I think SLU is making 4D moves, possibly. 100% agreed. Remember, Gustang cigarettes are mega expensive. Guess we know why. They got some extra properties in them. This is the best SLU has used his paneling and art to display destruction. He finally lets a powerful person be powerful, and he didn't even care about these side characters, and he used them as beautiful sacrifices. Agreed. The blast from the Pobedal, I like them though, but they're not important. The blast from the Pobedal Haigh-Ranker is actually massive. The one that blasted the feathers, yep, I know. He's always been good at scaling and showing you destruct. I've always given him credit for that, but this was probably one of his best uses of it. I still think the one on the bridge with Karaka and Yuri is really good. I think if all family had to feel like they were about that work and not at confliction to their motives, and I think it would make all the family heads feel the same. I disagree because I already don't think they all have the same personalities. I do think that Yuri's a lot like Yuri, kind of impulsive and like quick to action. A lady of action more than like a conniver. If that makes sense. Like I already think they don't have. I think they're all like condescending and uppity, sure, But I don't think they actually all have the same personality because Urek is immensely powerful as on the regular, and he's nothing like them. He's completely different. He does his own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually think it's fine if they're like, bro, do you know who I am? You're a worm. I like that. They should be like that. I love that they
I mean,
didn't even consider fighting, installing this time. Just instant feeling that they failed at that. Yes, thing being active force in the tower is probably going to help the war publicly because people actually know him compared to other heads. I'm gonna bring up the picture in a second too. The irony of the protector of truth manufacturing a lie to start a war. I love it. Just Jordan, what did I miss? Cobalt Clement Traumerei as a bonus. Love that frog. So do I. We spoke about a couple of things already, Michael. But welcome. Gustan going on the offensive by declaring the war is very interesting to me. Isn't he rebelling against Jihad? What is he going to do after this war? Did he forget what happened to V and Arlene? There's a part of me that wonders if something that shot in Traumerei's possession, or maybe getting him out the paint or his family out the paint, gives him some level of leverage or military might or something. But all right, what were you guys gonna say? Sorry, I had to catch up to the chat.
that's cool. I mean, I'm just gonna say like the fact that I definitely agree that all family has the most definitely don't have the same person, like the same personality. They move all differently, and the fact that I want to touch what you said earlier about like this thing being the most active. He has a reason to be the most active and well seen because even I think it was Perseus. He was talking about. Oh, I seen a picture of that nigga before too. Makes sense too because it's like, well, he's actively moving the workshop. He has things to do. Everybody else is so comfortable in their fucking house. All Edwan
He
does is
discovered Shin's. Okay, that's a good point actually.
all Edwan does is breed. How you're gonna be killing her thing. We don't even know about the fucking RE8, the RE with the RE Holmes. Like he masterclass. Like he like fine as wine, princely type beat. Like you can tell like all of them are just like absorbed in their own world. They have no reason to interact with the outside world. Especially they're like 5,000 generations later at this point. They already had like 3 wars and all this type of thing. Like these generations they right now are really old, like old. Like they over like 5,000 years old. So they're like generation 100. So like they really have nothing to seek on the outside. So Gustain being the most active because he be doing stuff makes sense to me.
Oh man, but that was good though. It was good. Um, does the Lophobia family just have a lot of fly? I like Alfine. You have Elaine. You have there's some obviously I'm forgetting already, but there's a lot of good ones though. Even Lefave Lophobia. I like Lefave. The 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 Candide. I guess she was alright. She got packed up though.
The twins, don't they?
There we go. The twins. That's right. The twins. Local beers. I like the pink. I like magenta heroin. A bit more.
Word to say.
Yeah.
Question.
What's up?
Like, if I'm at this, I'm thinking like the fact that he lost
Hacker
two
man.
family heads, well, two of his strongest family heads, two people that were supposed to become family heads. Like, I know Traumerei seems to not like have some level of care and like love for his family like that, but like I feel like if something like that happens, you have to pull up personally. Like I really feel like you have to.
Yeah, I don't think he cares personally, but it wouldn't look good. But as someone said earlier, he traded some of his up and coming and established leaders for the irregular. It's probably a fair trade off in his head. If I can use Bam against Gustang, I'll win. So
True.
that's probably
But like you gotta send a letter. Or
no, I
something. Like,
understand.
I'm gonna get my leg back. Like
even if it's
way.
like all right, I pull up and I body, what's this guy's name again? The one, he's like,
Triple
oh,
forehead.
Dad, you're so cool. The one that's like, oh, you're a cute cat, Aguero. Yeah. Like that guy. Like, what if he's Traumerei came and just like, hey, slapped his head off? Like, you gotta do something like that, in my opinion.
100%.
Hackman don't got taste. Queen Elaine. I don't even know if we can trust Chalmers as a narrator due to his memories. I think Jihad put them in Leviathan or forced it somehow. It's not impossible, but I just like what I'm getting with Gustang. It's just it is. Oh yeah, it's like Belgier or Barrier. Yeah, there we go, something like that. But yeah, Gustang showed out. Did you? Actually, I feel like East answered this question well enough with the picture thing because of what he does with the workshop and whatnot. Even he's the first one we saw way back in season 2 on wasn't he on Madarago ship, whatever Madaraco ship,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
So
I believe so.
after the workshop, so yeah, that's a good point. Did you think that when the ship blew up initially that those guys were dead? Because I like the panel where they're actually there without Big Owl after it blows up. The one that I have on screen, like that's a good panel. I like it. I don't know why.
I thought they
Yeah.
were gonna survive. Honestly, I thought Gustang was just gonna be like, "Let him go. I don't really care." But he was like, "Nah, you're already in my grave. You might as well stay."
Yeah.
I knew they were. I knew they were alive. I knew they were. Only reason I knew they were alive, but I wasn't sure what was about to happen after that is because you know how you reveal a traitor amongst like a midst of an army, you kind of got to expose them. So like just killing them off rip would have been like, what's the point of exposing them? So I knew there was like a showcase about it. I just didn't know what was going to happen after that because the family has been moving so differently. None of these people matter to them. They can't do nothing ever. So
Man, this was good. Let me see. I guess Trauma's thinking if it's 2 kings versus 1, it doesn't matter how many pawns I lose. I suppose. I think Trauma cares about Keating. Keating was talking to him like they're very close. I don't know what the rest of his family. Sure, he has some people he cares about. Because
Kieran got his FaceTime.
Good. I think it's a good point too because it's hard to explain this. I don't really know if he liked him, but he seemed somewhat upset and perturbed when he felt that Wang Wang was bearing his fangs at him, So it's like, but that seemed to be maybe more related to whatever PTSD he's dealing with from the memories he got rid of with Leviathan and whatnot. But I don't know. He's honestly a very hard character to read. I don't know I don't really know what to make of him, and I know SIU is trying to hold back stuff about him and his personality, whatever. But I don't think that's necessary, especially if it's going to make things complicated and contrived. Like I understand Gustang. Gustang is a cold, calculated, pragmatic scientist, if you will, and a lover of books. Like I get him. I'm not saying there isn't more to him, like he's not more multifaceted, but I understand his character. Urek as well. Traumerei is hard. It's hard to get a read on him, and hopefully when he kind of comes back and whatever, like really like present time, we'll get some more. I wonder if he's gonna try to get his memories back from Leviathan or something. So we'll see. Between Traumerei and Gustang, who's winning this war? I actually don't know. But if you ask me to bet money, it was always a pull it out. We had conversations about Gustang versus Traumerei and stuff too, and I was always on Team Gustang. And one of the main reasons why I think he'll win is literally because he's smarter than him. He's very intelligent.
You know what's funny is that I can't remember who won. I can't remember who won. Remember you had that stream, and I think didn't Traumerei win more, or was it Gustang? Because I remember you had a stream where you were calculating who would win in the battle, and it was a fairly big stream. So you had a bunch of people, and they were like, "Who would win in this category?" And overall, I think Traumerei took the cake.
I actually don't remember who won, but I remember I think I did like speed, power, knowledge, experience, drip. I don't remember. Yeah, you're right. I don't remember though. I really don't remember.
I can't remember, but somebody had pulled out a new move. Somebody had pulled out some new shit right after that chapter or that discussion, and it was like,
all creatures was the next chapter.
Okay, so it was then. So I think Gustang won, and then people put like, okay, we see what Traumerei.
And then they ran it back. I think that's right. I think you're right.
No, I think what we did was I think Traumerei won the most categories, but I don't think we actually said who would win because like Traumerei had like things like because like when we talk about like physicals and all that stuff, Traumerei just won a lot of those categories. But I don't think we ever I could be wrong, but I don't know if we actually gave like who we thought was the clear winner. Like the way I've always took this, at least in this, I've said this. I think Traumerei has the second weakest. I think the Hindell family has to be the weakest because he kills so many of his people. And he has to bring in so much new blood all the time. But I think Traumerei's family is the second weakest family, but I don't think Traumerei is like the second weakest or weakest family head.
I think Hendo's going to surprise a lot of you guys. He's just not immortal. Like he's not weak.
No, I think Hindo's like.
I think he's going to surprise a lot of you guys. They're going to be throwing crazy things at him as a defender, and he's going to be like, not enough to reach the apex.
The one I want to see is 2 Perry. I got to see what he's going to be on because he's going to be different. That's who I got to see. With the eyes of God.
We need operas.
He doesn't have them. He said them bitches not good enough. He has the eyes of God now. So
yeah.
Speaking of which, Zahard, ain't you locked in with that nigga? Shouldn't you be talking to him about some shit?
I have no idea, man. between Traumerei and Gustang, who's winning this war? Oh, right, that's that. Why do you think Traumerei is the only one like this so far? And do you think more family head will be like him? No, I don't think anyone will be like him. The only one I can see being maybe a little more reserved and recluse is probably Hendo because of what he has to do and the situation that he's in, and maybe he's unpopular. But I don't. I think he's like probably like the super introverted homebody, don't talk to anybody, family head type of person. But it has something to do with his past. I think that because this lie about the Great Pilgrimage keeps coming up, I actually I'm wondering if we're going to get a little bit of a little bit of insight. I'm sure he's not going to reveal everything into some of the things that happened as the 13 Great Warriors were climbing up the tower. Second question: do you think they'll actually finish this war? No, no, they won't. It'll
Well,
be it'll end early. It'll end abruptly. It'll be a ceasefire. Bram will do something or something. Like I don't see it. It's not going to conclude just like most fights in the series. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm wrong, and I'll make a video about it. I'm also on Team Gustang.
that,
I
oh,
think. Hold on. I think SLU is setting up Gusting as the bad leader, and Chalmers is a tragic downfall leader that is deeply conflicted about his past. We'll see. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of Mustang and Traumerei. I especially want to see more family heads show up in the future. I also want to see them confront each other physically in the present time. Weakest as far as attack power on the family head is not really crazy because saying your weakest of craziest beings in the world, not really all that. But I agree, he's not weak. He probably just doesn't attack people. Hendo's supposed to be over 30 meters tall, unless that was retconned. I don't think it was retconned. I think he's supposed to be pretty big. If I remember correctly, was it they said that him and Eduan were like one of the
Those
best
two.
duos and combos in the
Yeah.
tower with like the
yeah, they
yeah.
were
So
unbeatable. They were unbeatable with those
yeah,
But
two.
the Hendo 13 meters doesn't matter because he's just gonna probably be compressed anyway.
you never know. What if you don't? What if you don't bother? He's like, I'm on a regular.
That'd be
I
kind
don't
of
know.
crazy.
He's just big as hell.
I mean, it fits because he's a god. So
He's just big as hell over there, being big. For what
See,
everything.
reason?
that makes me question just genetics more in the tower. Because before he came in the tower, he was probably like just big for like a normal person. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Probably like 6, 7 feet tall. So then I wonder, like, I think we talked about this like briefly one time, but it was like the notion that like their personalities and who they were affected like how the Shinsu like created their abilities and who they were.
Yeah.
So it was like, did he like instantly become tall? Did he just gradually like? Was it every time he just went up a floor, he just gained like an inch in height? After 135th floor, he's got 134. You know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah,
I'd be
no,
curious
cause
if
no,
we
cause
could
no,
go
yeah,
down
no,
on.
because like I think Traumeray's ability of anima came from like not wanting to be betrayed and being wanting to be able to perfectly dominate everything, being like the apex predator and not having things bite the hand that feeds it, so to speak. So he has control because of the betrayal that he faced or whatever the case was, right? Gustang, intelligence, reading Shinsu, understanding there's some ish around us, this divine water. I think that his power set kind of makes sense for him. And then even like Bam like being able to devour and consume things, but in addition to that, he did inherit tension from V. So there's probably like some way these like genetics and like your personality shaped into things. I don't know with like Kunaduan. I think with him the special thing is he's a Jian Sula, but other than that, I don't know if other family heads did, but we just know that he had 3 Shinsu qualities by the time he was at Hidden Floor. So it could be that he had the most at that point, maybe. I don't know. People have more now, but
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting to think about. So I'm hoping that this forbidden book actually leaks. I want some leaks. I need them leaks.
And
I need someone. I need those hackers to find the code. Say there is data for Hendo. I don't know X.exe. Like, I need that. That's what I want to see
and you
next.
and
Speak,
Naya, you. I'm sorry. You go ahead. East.
real quick, just speaking of that, I really do think like I really can't wait to see these two actually like interact, so we can get like you said, just a snippet of what happened in the past, or like see the younger them talk about some shit that happened. You feel me? But you got a
Yeah.
mouth.
I also really want to see V and Arlene when they're like up and coming. V more
Yes.
so because maybe I can make sense of some things. So yeah.
And I need to see. I need to see V. But to your point that you said even about Bam's devouring, you could argue that Bam devours because that's his way of making sure people stay close to him.
Yeah, he's not
So it's
alone.
kind of like that gross
He has a bunch of things inside of him that he can communicate with him. So it's almost like he takes things into him to not be alone.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. Oh, my bad. I probably forgot to explain that. My fault. I think Tupri is the weakest. Weakest for attack power. If I'm has not really great. Oh, right, read that. Hannah's supposed to be. I read that too. Did we meet Dada Traumerei on the hidden floor? I can't remember. No, we only met Kuna Dwan, Dada Zahard, and friggin' Dada Erect Corrupted Error.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Bashani Asensio, Icardi from the Kun family. But no Traumerei. Traumerei's first half appearance was, I think, during the name hunt station when he was brought up. We're talking about Kaiser and Elaine and blah blah Fine. But that's when he had like the ear furry kind of design, not how he looks like right now. That's like our first visual of Traumerei.
Yeah.
Watch Traumerei's Nightmare be killing Bam on that you watch type beat. Oh, and he also only met got deleted. True. Imagine Traumerei is the one who killed Bam on Zahard's orders or caused V to kill himself.
I'd go causing V to kill himself over the Zahard thing because Zahard literally say, "Yo, I killed your ass already."
Yeah,
and it makes more sense for
that came out of his mouth. Like,
yeah, like
why would
that, yeah,
like that doesn't make. I don't know if that makes sense. So I think he did that by himself because he was mad that Arlene and V conceived the child when he was in love with Arlene. I don't think Traumerei has anything to do with that. I'm not saying Traumerei didn't attack them and attack V and Arlene when they were warring and whatnot, but I think Traumerei was the one who definitely finished off Bam the first time, if you will.
Yeah, but I agree with like the V thing is possible, something like that.
Yeah. I do think that what we got about V isn't the whole truth, but if it is, he's a clown. He's the ultimate clown.
I mean, it's funny because I was watching I read a manga, right? And real recently, like the kid had thought he hated his father because he believed his father killed his mom, right? But when they went back and revealed the truth, it was that his mom was really just a double spy trying to get his dad out here because he was higher rank and stuff, like second in command to the boss. So his mom was his mom, but she was really like, "Yo, you move, I kill our son" type beat. I know you love him, but I'm just a double agent type beat. So like, the truth was really hidden like somewhere within there. Like, he killed the mom, but there was a reason like it happened. Like, so like for V, I think there was like he died like that, but they tried to make it more pathetic than it was. Jahad a petty ass nigga. So.
Yeah, I could see him, going in the history archives and be like, nah. Let me edit this Wikipedia passage right here. V was a bozo and he took his own life. Enter.
And then Garam even did say like, yeah, you ain't ready for the whole truth on the real shit. She even said that. Carl, she's like, yeah, he can handle the real truth right now.
I feel it. I can't wait to see Hawk and Bohan react into these chapters. Should be interesting when they get around to it. But that'll be in like 6 weeks though. So hope y'all patient because I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for line.
All right, so yeah, gang.
It's my favorite thing about never having to be official or being like I would never become a Webtoon ambassador for this reason. I don't like my hands being tied like this. I'll do what I want on my own pace, on my own whim. You don't tell me what to do. I need the support of the people. You guys are my support. I don't need no corporation behind me. I wonder what memories were so traumatic for him to discard them. The only thing I think of was something towards Arlen V. That's the general consensus, and I've thought that too. But I hope it's more than that. I hope it's deeper. I hope it's like a deeper theme there. And I wonder if sometimes there's just the idea that all the family heads they came in together, and by the end of it, they were all low key kind of feuding, and egos and pride got in the way, and I don't know, maybe it could be something like that. Because he seems like the type of person that never he doesn't come across to me as somebody who's depressed now and is like this. Like I think this is his generally his personality. Like he's a kind of a recluse, introverted to himself type of person. Like I don't think this happened as a result of the trauma. I think he was always somewhat like this. That makes sense.
He reminds me of a nigga that just got off for side, lives on a farm by himself, take care of his animals.
Hey,
that's all he kind of does.
Like go down with the river.
Yeah,
off
like
the land.
Yeah, that's all he kind of does. Like, grid. Yeah, I want this to breed with that. Yo, you just tell Kyrian to take care of everything. I'm pretty sure everybody has like their second in command ambassador to do stuff, because things seems to be more. We haven't seen the inner workers of really any family, but it seems to me Clone lets his kids do whatever, and Jahad has his structure as the king government wise shit, and like this nigga like Poby Dow, he kind of takes care of things himself more so than anything. And this nigga, it just seems like, all right, Kyrian, take care of this. Kyrian, take care of that. Kyrian type beat.
Kyrian. Yeah. But like Miles said, he has his number. I'm hit you on the FaceTime. So, oh man, I wonder if there's another family head that actually people like have a general idea what they look like. But it seems like Gustang is
If,
really the only one so far, at
if,
least.
if y'all had to bet money, who you believe it would be?
That people like I've seen and know for some reason Ari Han. That's my best guess.
What was the question?
I was low key thinking that too.
If there's another family head that like the family, maybe not as much as a Gustang, but at least they see him, see her, I know what they look like, and I feel like Ari Han, the one that was with how you're in, I feel like they see him.
Yeah,
This is based on nothing but intuition. There's no facts, just vibes.
same here. I say hard urine too. They definitely seen because they even mentioned her. There was like only person you see nearly
Competition,
as
yeah.
yeah,
Who wins
competition.
competitions? Yeah, that makes sense. Or maybe as long as you're a high-ranking, important person who's I guess through competition or through meritocracy, upward mobility,
And,
was able to meet her or beat her presence, something like that. I think that makes sense. I like that though.
and then also because we got in the workings of the Haigh family just a tad bit. Theirs doesn't seem to be as extensive and as branch out because they seem to have all stars. Like Yuri's an all star, and then like Hajin Sung is an all star, and like she even said like even Hajin Sung met some of the family heads because he was like brought around or whatever. Because
Jihad too, right?
yeah, I think so. He's met all. So I don't know if it's all of them or some of them or whoever, but he's met more than one, which is more than you can say about damn near anybody that's not top 15.
Mm-hmm.
So like he seems to have like certain familiar bonds and favorites amongst them, and like more family ties and more like closer knit than most people, most of the fans, because you know Lopo Villa got like 30,000 different animals, so it's like you just branch to one of like 50,000 of these niggas, and then there's subsections. So yeah, them niggas be breeding, boy.
Yep. Do you think SIU was going to go in this direction, or do you think the break made him go in a different direction? Oh, you're asking me initially before his hiatus, did I think this was the direction he was going to go in? Well, the war was like already on the horizon, right? It's not like Gus Stang needing a reason to justify and doing this whole demonstrative symbolic speech in order to, I guess, get public opinion swayed in his direction to start this war isn't something that I saw coming, but I saw the war was going to at least happen or at least build up. But I guess I'll say I still expected a war between the Lopobia and Popadal, possibly based on what Liborg was doing and everything in the nest. Like that was already kind of in motion. Did I expect it in this way? No. Did I expect to start this season or coming back like this? No. I expected to start with Bam and Traumerei and Lilian, whatever on the on the ship. Like that's what I expected. So that's kind of my best answer. What about you guys? You think he changed? He changed course?
No,
No.
not at all.
Okay. Yeah. I know. Some people think that he stopped. He stopped so he can kind of maybe get a grasp of his story and what he wants to do with the future and whatnot. So it's not impossible, but I don't get that inclination personally speaking that he did some like shift out of nowhere. Like, okay, now it's wartime. I'm like, we were already kind of building up to this war, you know?
Yeah, I think I think that Brady just gave him time to adjust how do I properly advance into this type thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
Well, I hope these guys are actually dead. By the way, did Gustang put like a condition on Holland? Like, do you think his tongue will actually like burn or blow up? What did he say about him? If you don't tell him, you'll die. Like, I believe him.
Yeah, I believe him. Gustang has that type of power. I believe him. Like if he,
Yeah, he looked at Rachel and healed her. You know,
Gusting he's
different.
this is like a weird thing. Like it's not like I actually kind of like it because I often like the design of glasses, but I always find it weird in like stories where like when you get stronger, your physical body becomes like insane. Your mind is sharpened. You can like bend the world to your will. But yet, like people still need glasses. Like your eyes, not the best. Like maybe Gusting doesn't eat the glasses and it's purely fashion. But it's like, or if he does, is it like, are your genes so strong that most of your kids got the same bob cut and glasses as well?
I mean,
That's kind of
all the
funny.
funny kids got that same goddamn blue hair.
He got
You know
Cartiers
what I
on
mean?
though. Those aren't for seeing. That's for drip. It's Cartiers, bro. That's
We're
the
just like,
only.
oh, our father wears these glasses. Let's wear some glasses too. They don't do nothing for
They
us.
said,
They
"Oh,
raw.
they said, oh, daddy clean. Hold on." Tell Traumerei, blah blah blah. But surely you'll burn in hellfire. If you don't leave my message, your tongue will burn to ashes in an instant. See that I believe. I feel like he inhales like a cigarette ash, and it was like, if you don't tell Traumerei, you will blow up. It'd be kind of rough. We saw Holland's tongue burn up. Same. You know what just reminded me of? Reminded me of. I just remember that like Yama is also doing his own thing. Like, didn't they pack up some Lopobia advanced rank here or something? He was like somewhere. I wonder when we'll hop back into to Baylord Yama. Imagine if he blows up anyways because he didn't repeat it word for word. Or he just does it anyway. He tells Traumerei that then in front of Traumerei his tongue burns and he burns. So I'm sorry. Baylord Yamha with the H. Gustin got those Gucci shades. Yeah, exactly. But this was good, man.
This is really good because now I actually re-believe in the hype of the family heads. Like I believe in the hype again. Like the hype was going a little bit because Traumerei wasn't out here just being hard on his peep. Like it even like the Shalal stuff was weird because he was like kind of like too like forgiving in like the way she was acting. But like with this, I'm just like, nah. Like if any other family heads were in this position, it honestly might have been like even worse. Like I can only imagine what the fuck Arya would have done in either one of like Gustang's or Traumerei's shoes. Like I really think he would have just been like, no, I'm just cutting up everybody.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not bringing out my people. I'm not bringing out my sons. I'm just gonna go. I'm pulling up and I'm wrecking everybody. And that's probably why Zahard's like, nah, we're not sending Arya's crazy ass. We're not sending Kuna Duan's.
I guess I want to know
I
if
can't
you
wait to
think
see
this
these
arc
guys.
is going in a better direction or just left fear. Oh, there's fear. There is worry. There is concern. There is lots of concern,
We got a whole
lots of fear.
tournament. We have a whole tournament that we don't want.
Yeah. So again, I'm happy with this chapter. I don't have any issues. This was good. If you keep trending upward, even if it's incrementally, I'll be alright. Feel good to be a TOG fan. I hope you guys are the same after the next 4 chapters. We'll see. Looks to me like maybe we might get like one a day. Unfortunately, at the end of this week, I will not be around, so I might have to kind of do them all in one day. Come back, have a general discussion about all the chapters out. But one a day right now is okay. It's working, so it should be fine though. But shout out to the Patreon gang. Because of y'all, I don't gotta consume ice soup every day. Y'all ever ate ice soup? Y'all never had no ice soup. Anyways, shout out to the CVL. That's the certified BAM lovers. Shout out and salute to the Priest of Fire. That's the real CBL certified Brilliant lovers. But the biggest and largest thanks to the 5th Zen Gods, my tier 3 pledgers. That's Big Abdel, Tris, Fitz, Irene Sharda, Jacob Holland, Johnny Rogers, Lazy Dragon, Lucky Roo, Revenant, Scobe, Silo, Simi. He got a Twitch now. Go follow him on Twitch. Sunny Katha Polly and Zodiac Nemiko. You guys, your support is greatly appreciated because I'm tired of eating ice soup, man. I'm tired of it.